Welcome to Part 3 of the 4-part series of courses that provide an overview of Bulletin 137, Louisiana Early Learning Center Licensing Regulations. Course 1 provided an introduction to the Early Learning Center licensing regulations, as well as detailed information related to Chapters 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. Course 2 provided information on operating violations, general provisions, and required policies as described in Chapters 11, 13, and 15. This course will focus on the sections of Chapter 17. We will also include some information from Sections 507 and 509 as they relate to criminal background checks for owners. My name is Ashley Dorsey Foster, and I will be presenting this series to you along with Nicolette Johnson, who works with the Division of Early Childhood at the Louisiana Department of Education. I am a program manager in the Division of Licensing at the Louisiana Department of Education. The Division of Licensing was transferred from the Department of Children and Family Services to the Department of Education on October 1st, 2014 in an effort to unify a system where all children enter ready for a kindergarten. Remember that this course 3 of a 4-part series. Each course is made up of lectures. This is Lecture 1 of Course 3. Lectures contain the logo seen on the bottom of the page that will help you navigate your way through the 4 licensing regulation courses and lectures. This course will count for 2 hours of continuing education credit. Prior to starting this course, you will need to have a copy of the Early Learning Center licensing regulations. You can download a copy of the regulations by clicking on the View Resources button at the top right of the section. You can also get a copy by going to the Louisiana Department of Education on a Division of Licensing's webpage link. Throughout these courses, we will alert you to documents and resources that you can download that will be important for you as you move through them. In 2012, Louisiana passed a piece of landmark legislation that set the vision for a unified system of early childhood programs that will support children's readiness to enter kindergarten, prepare to learn, and be ready for school success. Our early childhood system was fragmented, and this legislation helped our state set the course for creating high standards for what children should learn and what excellent teaching looks like. It also set the stage for ensuring that teachers are prepared to provide high-quality interactions to support children's learning. Families have information about and access to programs that best suit their needs, and consistent expectations for health, safety, and learning, and adequate funding levels across all programs. Changes in the state's child care licensing regulations have become a cornerstone for guiding our state to achieve this vision. This course will provide an overview of those changes. The Louisiana Early Learning Center regulations became effective on July 1, 2015. Bulletin 137 applies to all license types unless otherwise expressly stated in the regulations. Previously, there were 2 sets of licensing regulations, one for Class A centers and one for Class B centers. Bulletin 137 replaced both sets of licensing regulations and applies to the former Class A and Class B Early Learning Centers, now called Type 1, Type 2, and Type 3. These revisions in the state's Early Learning Center licensing regulations will have a significant influence. These revisions will potentially impact approximately 1,600 centers and over 40,000 children and their families. The objective of this course will be to provide an overview of the rules and regulations found in Chapter 17 of Bulletin 137. Chapter 17 contains a great amount of critical information that is relevant to all child care staff and directors. For that reason, we have dedicated this entire course to covering Chapter 17 in detail. Please note, this course is an overview of the licensing regulations found in the Bessie Bulletin 137, and it is not comprehensive. There is much more information that you will need to know and understand. Participants taking this course are expected to review Bulletin 137, which can be found on the Louisiana Department of Education's website at www.louisianabelieves.com. Before we get started, we want to test your knowledge on what you know about the new licensing regulations by having you take a pretest. At the end of this course, you will also need to take a post-test to see what you've learned. If you don't get all the answers right, don't worry, because this course will help you find the answers you don't already know. Now it's time to take your pretest, which will appear on the next slide. After finishing the test, you may proceed to the next lecture.